That does not feel like a GameStop case. That feels like an original case. It's also very heavy. I think I just got a complete copy. Please tell me I did. Oh, baby, yes. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. This is the show where I add additional games to my collection and show off how I did it sometimes. My name is Chris. I hope you like my cool hat. It might have something to do with Brosmas, which is a cool event we do on the BigCTV channel. You'll find out more about that a little bit closer to the time in July. But anyway, it's time to do a GameStop condition report. So, I went on the GameStop website and I always like to peruse the retro game section because sometimes you can find some really hard to find or rare games in that section and you can usually get for a pretty decent price. Well, there's one game that I was shocked they had in stock that I had to grab. And since I got that, I figured I'd get a few other games. So I've got 3 games total coming. 1 is coming tomorrow, and I've got the first 2 right here. I have not looked at them. So let's find out what condition these games are in. This is the first one. This feels good. Hey, all right, good start. Good start. Let me look at the disc real quick. Looks like good shape. I'll take it. And it got a cool little slipcover too. We have DuckTales remastered on the Xbox 360. This is, of course, a remake of the classic NES game DuckTales. They did it for all the 6th gen consoles, so 360, PS3, Wii U, and I got a physical copy on the 360. It is complete. This game did not come with a manual, so it is in good shape. The disc is in good shape too. Pretty happy to have that. Okay, this is the big one. Is it complete? Man, I hope so. That does not feel like a GameStop case. That feels like an original case. It's also very heavy. I think I just got a complete copy. Please tell me I did. Oh, baby, yes. Okay. Oh, it's super complete. Oh, GameStop, you're my hero. Oh, man. All right. I am stoked about this. Oh, it looks so good. That is fantastic. I know I'm raving about how good condition this game is, but I haven't actually showed it to you. Wow. Okay. We have Folklore on the PS3. This game at one point was super expensive on the PS3 back in 2020. It has come down to earth since then, but it's still a very uncommon PS3 game. And not only did I get a complete copy, it is a super complete copy. It has the book, that is a very thick book. It has the PSP advertisement. It is in beautiful shape. I could not ask for a better condition copy of Folklore on the PS3. GameStop, you blew me out of the water. Yeah. The only thing that would be better is if my game tomorrow somehow comes complete. Highly doubt that. But wow. I got Folklore complete from GameStop in 2024 for a pretty reasonable price. I will take it. Alright, so it has been a little bit. Sorry if I sound a little weird. I haven't been sleeping particularly well, so I'm kind of tired. But I wanted to film this because I haven't filmed this part yet. And I've got some other games coming in later on in the week that are going to be included as part of this episode, but I want to get this part done first. So, we're going to start off with my last game from GameStop, and I would normally do the condition report reveal, but I knew what condition it was going to be in immediately just by feeling it. It was very obvious. However, there was actually a little surprise that was interesting when I got it. So I decided to go a little older school than I typically do with GameStop. Lately, when I've been ordering from GameStop, I've been mostly trying to get older gen games. So, I mean, case in point, I got a PS3 and a 360 game with the first part of this episode. But I do have some older consoles than that, or consoles that can play older gen games. So I decided to get a cartridge game. And I got one that, it was not complete, but that's not surprising. But it is in better condition than I thought it was going to be, and it's a different variant than what I was expecting. That is, you can see the big not for resale. This is Streets of Rage 2 on the Sega Genesis. I do have a Sega Genesis. I don't know how many people have watched that video. It came out a long time ago. When I got a Sega Genesis, but I do have one as low as an NES. Those are the only two cartridge based systems that I currently own, although I plan on getting other consoles like the N64 and the Super Nintendo, probably a few other ones. But yeah, I wanted to get some more games for the Sega Genesis, and Streets of Rage classic beat 'em up series, figured I'd snag it, and it's the not for resale variant, which is kind of cool. So snagged that, so it's in good shape. The other game, this is a game it's been on my radar for a bit, and it was on sale for a pretty good price on Amazon, so I figured I'd snag it. And that is Neon White on the PS5. It is a first-person speedrunning card game. It sounds very interesting. Basically, you're like in first person, you're doing parkour around a map, and then you pick up cards that give you abilities to fight enemies with. It sounds really unique. I believe it is on Game Pass, so I probably don't need to open this yet. But I've heard good things about it, and it sounds like the type of game that I think would be fun to add to the collection. So I snagged it. I think it was like $22 or something, so not too bad. So yeah, added those two games to the collection. The rest this week, it's old games, sort of. So I made an eBay purchase of a game that I have a digital copy of, but it was one of my all-time favorites as a kid, or when I was younger, not as a kid technically. And I had to have a physical copy of it again, which I will soon. And the other two are remakes of old school games that are both coming out in the same week. So let's cut to me getting those. Alrighty, it is now time to go over the recap. But before we do the recap, I've got a few more pickups that I have picked up since our last clip. And these are some big hitters, including two very high-profile remakes that just came out. But we're going to start with neither of those. We're going to start with a game that is very near and dear to my heart. So I bought this game when it first came out in 2005. It's from a series that has been long dormant. Honestly, I miss it. And even though I do have a digital copy of it on my Xbox Series X, this is one of those games where I had to get a physical copy of it. Just because it's a game that I really enjoy, and I have to have a physical copy of it. So I got it on eBay. We have Time Splitters Future Perfect on the Xbox. Now, the copy I ordered was supposed to come with the manual. It doesn't have the manual, so I messaged the seller. He's actually going to be sending it to me, so it will be a complete copy of Time Splitters. But for now, it's not complete, but it will be shortly. So I just bought this for $25, and it is worth $20, so it's a little bit of a loss. I don't care though. I bought this game because it's awesome. If you've never played Time Splitters Future Perfect, you should. You can play it on your Series X. It is downloadable for oftentimes like $5. Definitely worth a grab. Next is a game series that is very highly influential. In fact, it inspired one of my all-time favorite game franchises, which is BioShock. This is the series that kind of started that as a concept, but it's a little different. And the original game in that series was remade by Night Dive Studios, who are the wizards who remake pretty much every old FPS you've ever wanted to be remade. Night Dive has done it. Including this one. We have the System Shock remake on the Xbox One/Series X. I did play a little bit of this. Really good. The graphics are cool. It has kind of a retro modern art style where like some things look pixelated intentionally, but it definitely has that modern shooter feel. It's really cool. I can't wait to play more of it. But yeah, I've really enjoyed what I played of it so far. This was not an expensive game. I think I paid 40. Yep, paid 40, and this one is worth 40. Next, we got a game that just came out today, as of the time of this recording. And this is another game that is very popular. And the fact that it not only got remade, but got remade well is impressive. It's great. And of course, the big thing is this game, until now, is very difficult to play because the only way to buy it or to play it is to buy a very expensive physical copy. Not anymore. We have Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door on the Switch. This is the remake of the GameCube classic, now obtainable for retail price. I did play some Paper Mario Thousand Year Door back in the day. My brother still has the copy we had as a kid. It's a fantastic game. So the fact that we got Super Mario RPG and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake, bravo Nintendo. You know what to do here. Excited to play this again. Really, really good game. Paid 60, it's worth 60 because it's brand new. Now let's go through the other stuff that we picked up. We're going to start off with Streets of Rage 2, the not for resale copy on the Sega Genesis. I mostly got this because of the novelty of getting a cartridge-based game at GameStop in 2024. But I don't have Streets of Rage 2, so I figured I'd grab it on the Genesis. Paid 19, and this one's actually worth 25, so this one actually has a pretty good bump in value. Next, we have DuckTales Remastered on the Xbox 360. Classic game, backwards compatible. It's a remake of the SNES DuckTales game. Very well done. I think it was done by WayForward, I'm pretty sure. Yep, WayForward. Those guys are amazing. Glad to have a physical copy of this. It's a great game. I paid 17. This one's worth 21, so another bump up in value there. Next, we're going to go to Neon White on the PS5. First-person, card-based, speed-running shooter. Looks very interesting. I'm excited to try it out. I don't have to open this copy yet because it is on Game Pass, so I'm probably going to play it on there first. But I do have a physical copy now. I paid 22, and this is worth 30 brand new. Last, but certainly not least, the game that I am perplexed the GameStop even had, let alone had in such incredible shape. I am beyond stoked to add this to my collection. We have Folklore on the PS3. Very rare RPG. GameStop had it very briefly. I'm glad I snagged it because it sold out the next day and it has not come back in stock since. Definitely a good snag on my part. I paid $33 and this is worth $50. Yeah, used to be worth way more than that too. And there you go, a nice collection of games. We got some old, we got some new, we got some new old. Nice collection. So happy to add all of that to the game collection, which is rapidly growing. I will tell you this before we, wrap up this episode. I'm probably going to start slowing down a little bit. And I say that for a few different reasons. The first being, I feel like I'm doing a lot of collecting just to collect, not necessarily to play, which there's nothing wrong with that, but the reason why you collect video games is to play them. And honestly, I just haven't been playing much lately. I plan on it, and it's not like I'm not intending to play all these games. But lately, I feel like I've just been buying games because I can, not because I necessarily want them. Although, I'm buying games that I want, but I just feel like it's a good time to kind of slow down and focus on some other things in my life. So there probably won't be continuous Bargain Game Hunter episodes. I'm still going to try to release a video of some kind every week on this channel. Unfortunately, I missed last week, and I apologize for that. I just didn't have time to get the video I had pre-filmed ready. But I'm going to try to release something on this channel every week. Might not be Bargain Game Hunter. I know it's the most popular series, and people definitely want to see more Bargain Game Hunter, and you will. But I think it's a good time for me to just kind of slow down a little bit. Instead of buying a ton of games every week, try to focus on some other things, which is kind of what I've been doing. I've actually been, over the past few weeks, focusing a lot on upgrading my apartment, because my roommate and I have had these very good plans for what we wanted to do, and we couldn't do them because of a series of unfortunate events. And now we're at the point where we can, so I've been kind of slowly but surely accomplishing those goals, and it's been great. Some of it involves games like the arcade 1-up that we got, but some of it's just some stuff that we've been meaning to get to make the place look better. And I think I want to focus on that for now, and some other stuff going on. So just be aware that there might not be as many consistent Bargain Game Hunter episodes as there have been in the past, but that's okay. You'll still see them, and I'm sure they'll still be fun. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. And I'll see you on the next episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.